I'm loving where I am right now, and truly, the condition that I was in at that point of time when cancer happened, I'm just so glad that I was very, receptive, and my perspective was not of that it's come to sort of get me. I took it as an opportunity and not as an obstacle. I took it as an opportunity so that here is something for me to learn from it. I know there is the physical aspect of it that I need to kind of fix right now. I need to be out of the situation. But what is it? What is my learning from it? So that was my perspective, and that's why I said in one of the posts, I said I become a 2.0 version of myself. It's just that you're bettering yourself at what you are, what you were before. So I took this as an opportunity to do that and sort of do some sort of a self-introspection, and I realized that, it's a very recent realization that your mental well-being and your physical well-being, they're not two separate entities. And that has been a very big learning for me, because earlier on it was like, if I'm stressed or if I'm angsty or if I'm anxious, that's a mental condition. My physical body needs to work, needs to do my things that a mother has to do, a professional has to do, a wife has to do. But that's abusive. You need to sort of respect your mind and body, and they're in sync and unison. And this is a very recent observation in my life. Might be sounding like this some crazy guru sort of a thing, but it has been a very, that's what I have sort of observed for myself. And I always say that cancer has given me more than it has taken away. And each one of us goes through this the swing of positivity, negativity, and you're like, one day you're out there to get the world, and the second day you're like, shit, I don't want to get outside my house, and you feel like the world is sort of breaking on you and shattering. But this is where I say I'm just so glad that cancer happened to me when I was really strong in my faith. I practice Nichiren's Buddhism, I chant, and that has really, really helped me have a different perspective towards a lot of situations where initially I would just become very angry. I was very reactive as a person, but now it has sort of, I won't say I've calmed down, but it has changed. So there is always a thought behind it. So when I was going so strong in my faith, and that's when cancer happened, I could have questioned, Arey yaar, I'm going so strong in my faith, why did cancer happen? But that question didn't come to me at all. The only thing that came to me was, okay, it's come, fine, chalo. Now let's deal with this problem, let's get out of the situation, and get out of the situation the most joyous way. That's how the journey is different, right? That's how it can be different. Suffering is there. I mean, so you can't take away the side effects of chemotherapy, you can't take out the physical transformation, you also can't take the pain of the surgery, you can't. But what you can do is, if you have a high life state and you have a joyous life state, the journey just zips past. बहुत ही जल्दी हो जाता है. So I just feel my practice has helped me have this perspective towards cancer.
Amazing.
And that's the reason why I was just telling someone that I have done my graduation in BSc Biotechnology, I have done my post-graduation Mass Communication and Journalism, and I have taught at colleges. But despite having this education, I sat over my symptoms for 2 months, which is crazy and obnoxious. It was not on top of my mind. I never thought, because I don't know anyone in my family who has cancer, honestly speaking. I didn't know about anyone in my family friends who had cancer. But once I brought cancer, like you said, out of the closet, I was getting calls from my family members, from my family friends, and I was like, where were you all? How come I never knew that this is what you all are having? And you turn with, so I know, like there's so many people in my, now I know that they had it, but it's just the term that you have coined it right now, getting cancer out of the closet. But generally it was that for me, because it was not on top of my mind and awareness at all. And that's the reason why I'm honestly here and talking to you, because early detection can really, really help everyone who is enduring cancer. The chances of you recovering become really, really higher if it's discovered at an early stage. And how do you discover at an early stage? When you feel that there's something wrong and you just sort of get an examination done. It's as simple as that. But that's what I'm saying. I sat over it for 2 months.
And so then, it was only within you, or the symptoms were within you?
The symptoms were there. So my breast had started feeling heavy. And it's not normal for a breast to feel heavy at the age of 35, but I was rejoicing. I was so stupid, and honestly people think that I just try to humor them. But genuinely मैं बहुत खुशी थी कि oh, my breast is growing, now the other one will grow. Yeah, I was like, it's happening to me naturally, like God's are being very kind to me at this age.
Gravity is not taking
you know it all. But but genuinely, that's how I felt. And it's stupid, but you're not supposed to feel like that, right? After having so much of education and still you. But that's when I thought that this thought and this mindset and this lifestyle, it resonates with most of the youngsters, most of the people, because you feel you're invincible at the age of 30, 35, and this is not to instill fear in anyone.
Not being an alarmist.
Yeah. So I'm a sucker for invincible human spirit, but at the same time, you can't be ignorant as a person, right? So I was ignorant for 2 months, and I just don't want anybody else to sort of go through that phase. When I met the doctors is when I kind of understood, and then he told me that a lot of women feel guilty. I was like, guilty about what? About having cancer. I was like, but nobody invites it, nobody wants it. But women in India, they feel guilty. Or probably, I don't know even if it's a world concept, because again, it's a patriarchal world, to be very honest, and it's just not our country. We are working towards the correct direction. We are doing a good job.
Okay,
we are fairly there. We are fairly there, but we have a long way to go as well. But if we have a long way to go, then the men need to really be conscious about it, and they need, if they are the decision makers in a family, then they need to take a correct decision. They should not feel embarrassed about the women getting their breasts examined or somebody touching the women's breast. Gosh, there's nothing unique about them. Just get them tested and get over and done with. So if the men are taking the decision in the family, I wish it's a decision which is always equal. Like the women also should also step up. But in case if that is not happening, we're working towards it, the men should be aware. Initially, I didn't know how I'm going to react. Honestly speaking, I had my family members telling me, again, the same thing. You're not going to talk about this to anyone. This has happened, now just we are going to deal with it. You're not going to speak. I have my dad actually. So he had his friends calling up, and in front of me, I'm in the hospital and he's saying, nahi, choti si cheez hai, we'll be out, she's just a normal thing. So he was not ready, because that's how the world has been conditioned into, right? And then at the same time, I'm meeting the doctors and other patients, and there I'm seeing the suffering, and I'm seeing that they are bearing the consequences of not undergoing an early detection. I mean, how tough is the early detection if you have symptoms, that is. So, and I took this decision that I'm going to open myself up to the world. Till the time I had the surgery, I was not confident. But once I was doing the doctor rounds and everything, so the day I was to be discharged, that's the day I posted about myself. And then that took my husband by surprise too, but he was very supportive. Not even once did he say that you're not going to talk about breast cancer, do not talk about mastectomy, do not talk about reconstruction. We both wanted to be very honest about it, and because the intention is that nobody else should suffer. All the parameters or all the milestones of being a suitable candidate for cancer, though there's no suitable candidate, but you have certain things that you have been doing that, but there was nothing. So that's why I was returned from the mammogram, and I had gone for my ultrasound. My ultrasound was almost clear, and the technician said that you do not need a mammogram. And I went back and I was like, I'm fine. Thank God the universe had my back or whatever. And when I went to collect my ultrasound reports, my doctor said, just for my sake, get a mammogram done. So but the technician again resisted. She was like, you're not even 40, you don't need it, you're fine. And I was like, the doctor has said it, I'll kar de tu. So she did my mammogram and things popped up, and then further things. So so I feel for me, it was a manifestation of my stupid negativity. So each one of us need to have a lot of happiness in our lives. I am very excited about life to begin with it, yes. So right now I have a few projects working for me. I'm working towards a short film, and after which immediately I dive into the feature film that I have written. Both the films I have written, and I intend to direct them. I will direct them, I intend. Yes. Yes, I shall do it. So that's where my life is heading right now. There are a few more announcements which probably they have told me not to talk about it right now. But there's some body of work which will come across from my end, and I'll be really happy to share it with the world. Women really need to love themselves, and I'm sure this is what they've heard time and over again, but let it not be textual, let it be very heartfelt. We really need to sort of pay attention to our mind, body and soul, and the only thing that is going to last us this entire lifetime is our body. I mean, it's your husband, your children, of course all that matters, but it's you by the end of it. I have really learned, and I had to work on myself to love myself. There are a lot of blessed women who already are very confident and they love themselves. I have utmost respect for them. But I also know there are many of you who, like me, have to work towards it. Please work towards it. It's never too late, whether you're 40, 50, 16, 18, whatever age you're at. please work towards loving yourself, because that's quite essential.